Welcome to the Thrive 25 in 5 podcast, where we provide a quick win to optimize your health and longevity in just 5 minutes. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of our podcast. I'm your host, Thrive 25 co-founder Ryan Schneider. In the previous episode, we talked about what we can do in the evening and how that affects our sleep. But the reality is how we're going to sleep that night actually starts as soon as we get up in the morning. You see, we all have a biological clock, our circadian rhythm, that follows a 24-hour cycle. Actually, we have hundreds of clocks. Our brain, our heart, gut, and even pancreas each have their own circadian rhythm. This is all managed by our suprachiasmatic nucleus in the hypothalamus in our brain. I'm just going to call it the SCN. The biggest factor that affects our SCN is light. Bright sunlight tells our SCN to lower melatonin, so we know it's time to be awake. So what can we do in the morning to wake up and get on the right schedule so that our clocks are ready for bed at night? Well, we have our 20-minute morning. First, we're going to start just for 1 minute, and I talk about this all the time. Your partner might think you're crazy, but as soon as you wake up, literally do 25 movements right next to your bed. It can be anything: push-ups, good mornings, squats, jumping jacks, toe touches. It doesn't matter. Anything to immediately warm up your body and get your heart going. Now, for the record, my default is typically push-ups, but I try to mix it up based on how I'm feeling that day. Next, after we've moved, let's get some water. We're significantly dehydrated when we wake up because our body uses water to detox while we sleep, and we need that water to replenish our brain, muscles, and all of our cells. So have at least 2 cups of water before you get your coffee or any other food. I typically make one of my cups hot water with lemon juice and Himalayan pink salt for some morning electrolytes. Next, get some sunlight for 5 minutes. Now, this comes directly from Dr. Andrew Huberman. Sunlight will pump up our cortisol and reset our clock to wake us up and keep us on that right day-night schedule. And I've been asked, is this safe for our eyes to look right at the sun? Now, the key is to look at it when it's rising and it's still that warm orange color. If you wake up at 9 a.m., it might not be the best idea to look right at the sun for 5 minutes. And if it's cloudy or you don't have access to going outside, just turn on all your overhead lights. You're going to need 1,000 lux, which is a measure of illumination, to get that cortisol boost. Now, after we've gotten that light, let's jump in the cold for 3 minutes. I know that can be tough, but this is the opposite of when we go to bed. We want to raise our body temp. So either get in that cold shower or take a cold plunge so that you can really get the body going. This is probably why when I lived in LA, there was nothing I loved more than a morning surf session in the frigid Pacific. And lastly, write for 10 minutes. Avoid your phone, avoid those emails when you wake up. Instead, try to write down what you're feeling, what you're grateful for, or even what are your goals for the day. Whatever it is, put pen to paper because it reduces our anxiety and puts us in a good mental state for that day. Now, don't worry about being perfect here. Look, I don't always have 20 minutes in the morning either. I've got crazy schedules with the kids and with work. But if you're struggling with energy in the morning or you're falling asleep at night, try giving this morning routine a go. I promise it'll make a huge difference. For more information, you can actually check out our sleep newsletter and find all the show notes, which include links to all the research that we've shared here this morning. If you're enjoying these 5-minute podcasts, be sure to let us know and subscribe to your favorite channel and tell your friends about them. We're just launching now, and we want as many people who care about health and longevity as much as you do to be a part of our community. Thanks so much for listening, and have an awesome day. We'll see you back here on Friday. While we strive to provide informative and inspiring content, the information shared in this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be taken as medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare provider for any personal health concerns or before starting a new health regimen.